Okay, challenge accepted. Oh, happy Saturday morning. This is what we get to do because of our beautiful big tree. And she hasn't even dropped all her leaves yet. This is our second leaf raking. Steve's blowing off the rock area and I rake the rest of it because I can't stand the noise of a blower and it's great exercise. Okay, got this first side section done. It's all raked over that direction. Steve is busy blowing off the patio. Oh my gosh, there's so many other fun things I'd rather be doing today than raking leaves, but you got to be responsible, take care of your property if you own property. Like these folks over here are very good at taking care of their property, and my neighbor over here, not so good. It's so funny because we live between the two. One is like never comes out and does anything with his yard at all. Like, I don't know if you can see how tall those weeds are, but that was basically a field all summer. He didn't mow his lawn at all. So he doesn't do anything with his property. To our neighbors who are out in their yard every single day, the complete opposite. And we're kind of in the middle. So it's interesting that we live between these two extremes. Either way, we don't tell them how to live their lives. They don't tell us how to live our lives, and that's how it should be. Update on the progress. Let's see, I don't know what time it is, but I would guess I have about an hour into this little project so far. Hey, I could go to the gym and work out for an hour, or I could just use what's in my backyard and work out for an hour. Burn the calories from all that good food we ate over our trip. Man, what a fun trip we had. That was a nice break. Really enjoyed that trip down to Florida. All right, back to the raking. Let's get at it. And we call her Betty Davis. She's dropping more leaves, so there might be one more raking. And I don't put these at the curbside. I put them out back in our woods because they break down, they create more soil, and they help out the birds and the bees and the rabbits and the squirrels and maybe stray cats. I don't know, but it's like my own little ecosystem back there, so I just let it be. Okay, so now I will start working this long snake of leaves down into the woods. And the exciting news is I get to do it all over again in this yard. But this yard's not as bad. There's not as many on this side yard. I don't know why, but there's not. But there's plenty. About 3 hours probably. That's what I'll have into it. Okay. Yard number 1 is almost all the way down in the woods where it belongs. Just got this pile here to get down in there and spread out. Then I'm going to take a nice break and do the other yard. Okay, now it's time to do the side yard. Put this little shade garden in and walk pathway this past year. It's making it a little bit more challenging to rake, but that's okay. I like it. All the hostas will grow in here. The rabbits decided they wanted to eat them last year, so oh well. We live with the rabbits and the squirrels and what other little critters are around here. But okay, here we go. Let's get this side done. And then maybe it's time for a fresh, cold beverage. Okay, almost got this yard done. And old Betty Davis, we call her Betty Davis after my favorite old-time Hollywood actress. Old Betty Davis is dropping them like crazy. Hard to believe a week ago we were in practically tropical paradise at Sanibel Island. But it's beautiful today. So I've just got this bit to go. It's a little bit of work getting around the shed and down back there. But I was going to tell you a little bit about where we stayed at Sanibel Island. We stayed at Sanibel Island Resort, and I picked it because it was right on the beach, and I wanted to do shell hunting and be able to get up early and go out and not have to worry about parking and all that. So I picked that, and we stayed in 3 different rooms in 2 nights. So, oh, my husband just came out with a beer. I think I'm going to cut this short and have that beer. So we stayed in 3 different rooms in 2 nights, and that's because the first room, the TV went out on it, and not that we needed a TV, but because we'd be outside mostly, but when you're paying that kind of money, you want everything to work in the room. So we called down there. They told us how to reboot the TV. It didn't work, and they said, well, we can either have maintenance come out in the morning on Saturday morning, or we can switch your room. And we didn't want to sit around and wait for maintenance on Saturday because we were just really only there for the full day of Saturday, and that's it. So I said, well, might as well switch us. So we switched rooms, and I don't know if they were overbooked or what happened, but they put us in an adjoining room with another family. So we were basically connected to another family. The door was locked and everything, but still. So we take a shower, and when we're taking a shower, we're standing in about 2 to 3 inches of water. So the shower wasn't draining properly. The air conditioning wasn't working properly. And then at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, little child next door was not feeling well, and the parents were trying to give him or her, I don't know if it was a girl or boy, medicine, and the kid just put up a fit, did not want the medicine. And the more the kid cried, the more the kid coughed. So I'm, starting to think, okay, maybe it's not so good that we're in this adjoining room next to someone who possibly is sick. So, and plus, the shower's backing up and the air conditioning's not working. So we went down as soon as we got up and very nicely said, we're having a challenge, and explained everything, and they were wonderful about it. They switched us into a room that had a king-size bed. It wasn't adjoining. And they took half of a night's stay off from our stay. So what I would say is, it wasn't a perfect situation, but they did everything they could to make it right. And the air conditioning again in that 3rd room wasn't working well, but my thoughts on that is possibly with Corona and everything going on, maybe they're having a hard time getting replacement air conditioning units or getting back going again. The whole hospitality industry really suffered during the pandemic, so I'm going to cut them slack on that. I'm not going to give them a bad review. It was nice because it was right on the beach. I wouldn't say that the accommodations were stellar, but it wasn't horrible, and the island makes up for it. So we had a great time at Sanibel Island. Much better than Raking These Leaves. Okay, there they all are in their little containment area. Looks a lot worse than it is. These actually will break down real well over the winter. There's a lot of air in between all those leaves, so they'll break down real well and create fresh dirt eventually. But in the meantime, they'll give the birds something to hunt in, and the squirrels something to play in, and the rabbits a place maybe to cocoon in, and it's all good. Now let's look at what Betty Davis did while we were busy working on the other yard. This yard was completely cleared of leaves just 2 hours ago. And it's almost completely covered again. It's just the way it is. I've been living here for over 15 years. I've been doing this for over 15 years. I just got used to it. Used to have 2 great big trees out front too, and would have to do the front yard too. But they've all died off or had to be removed because they weren't in good shape. So no big trees out front. But okay, Betty, we're calling it a day.